Nemesis. Have you ever seen this error when working with Unity terrain and trees? It will say something like, the tree must use the NatureSoft Occlusion shader, otherwise billboarding lighting will not work correctly. And this usually happens when you've got some trees in your terrain and you see over here some of these blue blobs are appearing in amongst the trees. That is what it's talking about. The billboarding lighting is not working correctly for those. But if you go closer to them, they suddenly turn into these rocks. The issue is that the rock 04 tree object is not set up correctly. I want to show you an easy way to find a particular tree object in a terrain. So if you click on the terrain, you go to the paint trees option, you find the one that you're looking for. It says that rock 04 is the problem, so I'm going to click on rock 04 and then edit trees, edit tree window that pops up where you could change what prefab goes in here, but you can also just click on this name. Let's go over to the project tab, click on the name, and it highlights and it moves the current folder to the one where this one is at. And so you can actually close this and don't do anything in that window. This is the object that is having the problem. I'm going to double click on it, open it as a prefab. You can see it's a very simple prefab, one single object with no children. It has a mesh filter, a mesh renderer, a sphere collider, and a material, and all these things are perfectly normal. If you were to take this tree, in fact I'm going to show you, drag this tree onto the world, it looks perfectly normal. I'm going to drag it way over in the distance where you would think it would be blue or something, because of the way these others are working. It's not blue. As a normal object in the game, it works perfectly fine. It's only when it's being used in the tree system, which is built to handle a whole lot of objects at the same time, and so it uses this technique called billboarding, that seems to fall down when the game object isn't set up a certain way. So you notice that these other trees do not have this problem. So let's go find one of them. I'm going to open up tree 2 and look at it as a prefab, and it is not quite as simple. It has the main object and has two children objects. If you click on them, you can see slight changes in the way the object looks, but that top level object has a LOD group. If you notice, the top level object does not have a material in here. It's the child objects that have materials. And you know what? They do not have that NatureSoft Occlusion shader. Really, that is, I think, a mistake in the error message. It may be one way to fix it, but I've actually tried using the NatureSoft Occlusion shader and it does not work, does not help, does not fix this issue. We can use this as a template to set up the other one, but it's fairly simple. So you've got your objects. These are the actual visual objects, tree 02 LOD 0 and LOD 1. And the top level has this LOD group and the collider. Let's go back to the rock 04 and try to set it up the same way. So we don't need the mesh renderer or the mesh filter. So I'm going to remove these components. I'm going to add the LOD group. So by default it has like 3 groups. We really only need 1. So the way we could get rid of a group is click on it in this LOD group horizontal bar. It shows LOD 0, 1, 2, and cold. Right click on the LOD 2 and hit delete. And then there is, now it's only got 0 and 1. I'm actually going to also delete 1. Delete. And then you can also drag this out so that it doesn't cull until it's way out there. The reason we can't see our object is we've removed the mesh renders. So I'm going to right click and click in a new object. It's created as an empty. We're going to add the component, and the component is going to be mesh filter, and the mesh we want is going to be rock 04. There it is. And then we also need a mesh renderer for the material. In this simple nature pack, there's materials section. So I'm going to drag this one over here and see if that helps. It's no longer pink. And then what we need to do is set this game object to the LOD group object. I'm going to open up the LOD 0 in the inspector of the top level. I'm going to have to click plus and create a renderer, and then we can drag this object into that renderer. Okay, and now I think we fixed it. It says we still have an error. let's go ahead and see if it's fixed. I'm gonna go back in here. I don't see the blue ones anymore. I'm gonna get closer, and the ones that are far away will start to appear. That's the way terrain trees work. Go back to this rock, go for prefab. We can move this thing, the LOD 0 group, to all the way out to 1%, and then we can see it. So this is what this does, is it makes the ones that are further away disappear. That's what cold means. So I'll go with like this 3%, and they look pretty good. But if you back up far enough, they disappear. You notice how the trees don't disappear until you get a little bit further away, because their settings have slightly different thresholds. And if you want everything to look kind of reasonable, set all of your trees to have the same thresholds in the prefabs. Okay, so I think we fixed it. We are still getting an error in the console, but I'm going to just try clicking the play mode and see. It should clear these errors, and then they'll come back if they are real errors. Okay, they went away, haven't come back yet. I'm going to click stop, and they have gone away. Now, sometimes errors only come back whenever you are first loading a project. So I'm going to close this project and open it again. Okay, it loaded up and that error has gone away. So I believe that was a remnant from the previous error. And now our rocks and trees all look pretty normal. Thank you for watching this episode of LewyT Game Lab. Come back down to my lab next time, where we will learn to create digital life. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and frenemies and enemies and even your nemesis.